Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Waller's Wallet, and with American Express having some pretty awesome sign-up bonuses right now, there are plenty of people looking to get a new shiny American Express card. But there are some people encountering that dreaded and disappointing American Express pop-up window. And I've gotten quite a few questions recently on what to do if this happens to you. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can best increase your chances of getting rid of that American Express pop-up window and getting yourself a new American Express bonus. Now, if you want a simple way to help out the channel, consider hitting that thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn that bell notification on as well so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, for those of you who don't know what the American Express pop-up window is, let me explain it to you. Because American Express has a once-in-a-lifetime rule where you can get the bonus on their cards once. Although this may actually expire after 7 years or so, it's considered a once-in-a-lifetime policy. But American Express has instituted yet another way to deny bonuses on cards even if you've never had that card before. And they put it right there in their terms when you're signing up for the card. They can deny you based on the number of cards you have opened or closed and other factors. And other factors is extremely vague, and it gives them a nice blanket way to do whatever they want and can deny you a bonus, and since it's so vague, their reasoning can change at any point in time. And there doesn't seem to be some sort of incognito trick or things like that to get around this pop-up window. And if you have this American Express pop-up cloud around you, it can stay with you. Now, I guess the good news here is if you apply for an American Express card and you do get that pop-up, American Express will actually let you cancel your application with no impact to your credit. So I guess that is a positive, because this is better than them approving you for a card than only to retroactively deny you a bonus after you thought you earned it. I mean, I was even hit with this recently when I applied for the Platinum card. I had a feeling I would get the pop-up window, but I was hoping I wouldn't. And there hasn't been exact reasons given by American Express on this, but we have accumulated plenty of data points to help us guide us on which ways to escape American Express jail if you're in it, or to keep yourself out of it. But you know what? Here's how you can reduce or prevent that from happening to you. Now, the biggest reason I've seen for people getting the pop-up window is not regularly spending on your American Express cards. Because American Express doesn't want you to get a bonus and then sock drawer their card. Because if you're not spending on their cards, they aren't making money on those swipe fees, and you really aren't that profitable of a customer, even if your card has an annual fee. And let's be honest here. We really can't blame American Express for not wanting to give unprofitable or neglectful card owners more rewards and bonuses, which sucks for people like us who look to maximize everything, but let's keep in mind they are a business and they're there to make money. But if you're someone getting that pop-up window and have American Express cards, the key here is you want to put some spend on those cards. Now the kicker is you want to put some spending on all of your American Express cards, not just the ones you want to put spend on. So if you have more American Express cards, this means you'll have more cards to spend on, which could also mean this is taking away from other rewards you'd be earning on better cards. For example, if you needed to use your American Express card that earns just 1x to keep American Express happy, over a card like, let's say, the Chase Freedom Flex, where you could be earning 5x on a particular category, that would really hurt. And from the data points, it does look like you only need to do this for about a month's time frame before you get the opportunity to get out of American Express jail. Although some people have had to wait a little bit longer, but their situation could have been totally different from the norm. But for many, it's right around that month's time frame. Now, from what I've seen, the amount of money you might need to put on your cards does look to vary. This can be a minimal amount of money from a few bucks to a couple $100s amongst all these cards, to some people putting a couple $1,000s a month on their American Express cards and still receiving the pop-up. So this is definitely going to be a your miles may vary situation on the amount of spend you need to put on these cards. But for many people, it does seem to be about a few bucks to a couple $100s. But I would probably start with some smaller transactions to see if that works for you. But one thing that looks like all these people had in common who were able to get out of American Express jail is that they used their cards more regularly around a month's time frame, and that pop-up went away. Now, I think this leads to an interesting question or scenario, and one that's not often talked about. If one reason that people are getting the pop-up window is due to not spending on their American Express cards, should you actually be looking to thin out your American Express portfolio and keep cards you do plan to spend money on? Because fewer cards could make it easier to spend regularly on these cards to make sure you're staying eligible for bonuses. And I think it might be worth looking into, because I think we often look for ways to keep so many American Express cards for a number of reasons, like making sure we get access to American Express offers, for example. But this actually may be backfiring on people because they aren't using all their cards enough in American Express's eyes. For example, if you're someone who had the Delta Gold card and you weren't planning on keeping it, it might just be worth canceling it instead of converting it to a Delta Blue card just to have it in your portfolio. This would reduce your number of overall American Express cards and could theoretically reduce your pop-up possibilities since you would have fewer American Express cards to spend on overall. Now, another reason you could be getting the pop-up is for closing your accounts. Now, this is another possibility, although the results do seem to be quite variable based on mixed data points. But one thing that I saw that could be flagging people is if they close their card right after their annual fee posted after that first year. This wasn't always consistent though, but it looks like it could play a factor. Now, we close cards to get rid of cards that aren't giving us positive value anymore, as we should be. But it could be possible that American Express is keeping tabs on this information. Because if you're getting a bonus in year one and then deciding to cancel that card right after the annual fee post, American Express has lost money on you because the acquisition cost for some of these cards is quite expensive. I mean, if you're someone who got that 100,000 or 125,000 American Express Platinum point offer with all of its benefits, the value from the bonus alone could be more than the annual fee cost for a couple of years. So it's going to take some time for American Express to make money on you for that card. And if you use an affiliate link for your American Express card, American Express paid an affiliate for it, so it takes even longer. But when and how you close a card does seem to be hit or miss as far as receiving the pop-up, but it definitely could be playing a factor, especially if you've closed a lot of accounts. So this is something to be aware of, because if you're someone churning American Express cards, this could be a factor in that pop-up window, although it does seem to be a lesser reason than the spending reason. Now, without a doubt, the data points really point to a lack of regular use on American Express cards as a big reason for getting that pop-up window to deny you bonuses. There could be other factors that go into American Express's decision as well, especially if you've been opening or closing a lot of American Express cards. I mean, if you decided to close 2 or 3 cards in a year, that could draw some attention, and not in a good way. This could also be happening for those who have been closing cards right after that first annual fee is due. But that doesn't mean you should be keeping cards if they don't make financial sense for you, because you always want to make sure you're getting positive value from the cards you hold each year. It's just a balancing act. And it doesn't seem like American Express really cares too much how you interact with other banks and how you open and close their cards. They really only seem to care about American Express. So if you're someone who wants to stay in American Express's good graces, it seems pretty simple. Just put transactions on their cards. But while that may work for many people, American Express is American Express. And since we don't know exactly what they're looking for, you could be doing all of these things and you could still get that pop-up window. But this does look to be the best chance for you to reducing and getting that pop-up. So tell me, have you gotten yourself out of American Express jail? Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in this video. If you want to help support the channel, take a look at the links down in the description below. And if you know somebody that could benefit from this video, feel free to share with them. Until next time, safe travel and take care.